Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. So what day is it today? It's the 21st of August. Can't believe we're almost through August already. But hello, all. Wherever you are in the world, good evening, good morning, good afternoon from your friendly neighborhood Clear Edge team. As always, I'm Alfredo, and I'm joined by my compadre, my co-host, and the jelly to my donut, the brain behind the Kirosh shenanigans, David. Hello, David. How are you, my awesome algo alchemist?
Very well, man. How are you?
That was about as enthusiastic as a. Yeah, I won't say that. That wasn't very enthusiastic.
It's
It's
been a
been a long
very
week, man.
it's been a a, a blah week. It's just
A
been
blah week. I feel you, man. It's been some tough price to navigate. It's been real tough, man. It's been real tough. This thin summer liquidity is proving to be an obstacle which we didn't anticipate. Um, for any of you out there, some of the algos been doing really well. We'll talk about some of those a little bit later, but some of the regular trading levels have been tough. You know, we've had some real good reactions. Sometimes just completely disregarding our usual levels, and sometimes we've had some really bad ones. But you know, that's trading for you. That is trading for you. You capitalize. When you capitalize, you make hay whilst the sun shines, and when it doesn't, you control your risk as best as possible. But yeah, we'll crack on. So Friday night's done. Friday night even is done. The kettle's on. Everyone cool is in the pub already, but we're here to talk about what happened in the charts. So one big thing that has been in the markets this week, that the bond market took the wheel and drove the index into a real ditch. It was a week where the tape had a lot on the bonds and absolutely no bond. But yeah, it was a fun week. Um, Dave, you've had a few things going on. We've had a few announcements and that, haven't we, with the MMA guys? If you missed any of the announcements on our MMA signal, please do check the Punishers Discord. If you haven't got that already, I'll put a link in the chat shortly, or if Dave could do that whilst I'm flapping my gums, that would be wonderful. Um,
what what was it for? The
would you
Punishers?
mind putting the Punishers Discord in the chat for me, please, my darling? If you want to learn anything more about that, give us a shout. We're here to help. If you want to learn anything about any of our algos or any of our other bits and bobs at Clear Edge, give us a shout as well. We're happy to help and we're happy to point you in the right direction. So, um, what do we got? Let's put some screenage up, shall we? There we go. So, yeah, big shout out. So, this show's free every Friday for all of our Clear Edge customers, new, old, paying, not paying. You can all reach this, but obviously we want you to sign up because Clear Edge is the absolute dogs danglers. But big shout out to our sponsor, Blue Sky. Blue Sky are brilliant, and you can catch a third off of any Blue Sky account with the Clear Edge code. And with the Clear Edge code, you don't just get money off; you do get guarantees that any of your automation with Clear Edge is guaranteed to when it gets to payout, you won't get any jip. They are very much algo friendly, and they are friendly to anything Clear Edge. So do check them out if you haven't already. You can have 3 funded accounts, but you can have unlimited evals and buffer accounts on there ready to roll. So check them out. And if you are a new customer, you can use our code. I don't know what the code is right now. I think it's still Blue Sky Launch, is it, or something like that, for the 50% off. If you're a new customer, we'll double check that one for you. But yeah, you'll get a third off with the Clear Edge discount code. But news trading's allowed with those guys as well. It's a big one. Half the firms out there have a flat out ban from touching the tape. What would have been this week? I don't know whether it would have been a ban for the FOMC meeting, but meeting minutes, not the meeting. Definitely on the meeting and CPI and jolts and stuff like that. Some of the other ones do ban you from trading. I know TPT does, but always check that one, guys. So the fun bit. let's get involved. Dave's going to whop out his wheel of fortune a little bit later, guys. But as always, we are passing out a free Clear Edge account from our sponsor. If you do want a chance to win that bad boy, chuck in the word Clear Edge into the chat here, and we will put you on the wheel of doom, wheel of fortune for a little bit later. And hopefully you can win yourself an account. We have been told by a couple of the winners that they've been getting different size accounts. So you might get a 50, you might get a 200. It depends on how much you smile at us. Well, not at us, maybe, but how enthusiastic about your win. So we want you to post about it. We want you to, if you do win, we want you to post about it. Give us an update of how the account's going. Hopefully you won't blow it in the first whack if you are running some Clear Edge stuff. So let us know how it's going. And do post on our Profits Discord and so on. But yeah, what we got? So, couple bits and bobs this week. So the week at a glance, 4 numbers, 4 sentences. So 30-year yield was sitting at 5.34%, the highest since 2007. That's been the real headline this week. Everything else is just a consequence of that particular number. Gold, we saw another fresh record. Gold is having a little bit of a rally at the moment. It's up 1.4% just today alone. We saw some good trades on the Auto Punisher this week. Walmart was down 9.2%, slowest US comps in 6 years on bad Walmart. Walmart bought out a few years ago a shopping chain called Asda in the UK, and I absolutely love their sushi. The VIX is still sitting at 15.8. It's a bit of a joke this week. It's been a bit tough. All of our ES traders at the moment are switching to NQ. That's right, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been watching that like paint drying. So it sort of speaks volumes to what's going on in the market. Absolutely no volume, thin volatility, if any volatility, and levels have just been terrible to watch. But yeah, the long story in one breath, long end yields blew out. So anything long duration got sold, nothing to do with the earnings. Walmart said the low income consumer is struggling, so discounters won and the big ticket lost. The Iran escalation, which I'll be quite frank, has been going on for a long while, and we're all a bit bored of hearing it, I'm sure. But the bid was under oil, the rocket was under gold, so moving around in the commodities. The Treasury started buying back its own long bonds, so it gave the market exactly 1 day, and then it just went and it shrugged. So, yeah, it was a bit of a weird week. How was your week, Dave, in terms of your trading?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it was
you
a pretty
can
good
talk
week.
about your new boat if you want to talk about that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no, it's been good. I had a massive trade. My brokerage account with Blue Sky was down and almost blown, so I ended up trading it last night just to try to dig myself out of the hole, and I dug myself out way more than I needed to. So
good for you, my brother. Good for you.
Ended up with a nice little $2,500 payout today. So,
good for
and
you.
then everything else, yeah. I mean, the broadcasters like Banksy and those guys, they all seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And then MMA is doing. I mean, I think it was up like $500 on the dynamic. And then we're getting that new revamp for next week on the static. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a while. But yeah, there's been some changes over at the MMA camp. Yeah, we're very excited about some new developments, but we'll go over that shortly. But Bitcoin saw a bit of a jump this week as well. Did you see Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think you were telling me about it, or somebody who was above 70 now, right?
Yeah, all of our algo bros are going woohoo because they're thinking that it's going to be this rally. I'm fingers crossed. I hope it does. It's been suffering for a while now, but yeah, I'm not a big crypto bro. I'm not. I'm, as you said so beautifully earlier. I make enough money in the futures. Why would I change? So it's yeah, you get stuck in your ways as you start losing your hair and getting fatter and older. But I am all three of those things. But yeah, okay. So let's have a chat about what went on. No. Can you hear me? I thought my internet went again. Sorry, I've been having internet problems all week. I do apologize.
I'm turning off my mic for a moment. Just let this fan hit me for a second. So
You in the sweatbox, bud? It's real hot where David is. Today in the UK, it has just turned into a bloody monsoon. So we're getting opposite ends of the spectrum. I'll send you some cold weather. Ooh, over there. So yeah, let's have a look at what the red folder or lack thereof did this week. So we had our big headliner was the FOMC minutes. That was on Wednesday this week. We held in the minutes that were released at that 3.5 to 3.75 as everyone expected, but you know, we've still got those three dissents, all of them voting for a hike: Logan, Hammock, and Kashkari. I like saying his name, Kashkari. Not a single dove in the dissent column. Yeah, so let that sink in a little bit. We don't know what's going to go, but when we do know, we'll know. No forward guidance again. Walsh will not let the market tell the market even what he's doing next. And at this point, that's clearly his philosophy. Not an oversight. So the labour market was described as in balance, even though we lost 23,000 jobs, was it, in the last jobs report? So he even floated the idea of having fewer FOMC meetings a year, which I don't know. We like a good FOMC for a catalyst in the market. But the old Fed handed you a map. Powell would basically tell you the truth, the turnoffs, and roughly when you'd arrive. But Walsh hands you the compass and says you'll be fine. Now, the bond market hates a compass when it has to guess. It charges you extra for guessing. So that extra charge is called term premium, and it's the entire story this week. Housing starts. Tuesday was a big miss. Big down, 12.4% month on month, down 13.5% year on year. So that is a tiny bit ugly. Housing is the most rate sensitive thing in the economy, and it just wobbled hard. So of course it did. Mortgage rates are riding at that 5% on a 30-year, that 5% plus on a 30-year. So jobless claims, 206k versus 210. So apparently the labour market is fine. So I'll shut up about that. Price doesn't necessarily move on whether a number is good or whether a number is bad, as we've had the last couple of big releases where we've had either really bad and it's gone up or really good and it's gone down. But it moves on whether it's different to what we've already priced in. So claims at 206k is a good number. And it's part of why the long end stayed ugly this week, because a healthy jobs market means no rate cuts potentially. Good news, bad tape. That confuses a lot of traders every single time. So trade the reaction, not the headline. We've said that a few times before. All right. So what we got? So let's have a look at the futures board and the tape. Where am I? So 5-day losing streak into Thursday. The comp closed at 26067. Long duration tech is direct causality of a long duration bond sell off. So the AI capex names got sold on yields, not on the news necessarily. But the ES 7682, an orderly bleed, not a break. The cash closed at 7641 on Thursday, down 0.87% and bounced at 0.6 today. So first down week in 3 weeks, 3 up weeks it was, off of the all-time high that hit 7789 a little while ago. But gold, I love gold. It was up 3%, the cleanest trend on the board there right now. So record territory. Note the divergence. Silver at 69.42 was down 1.9% on Friday, and it did not follow. So the drivers, we're thinking something to do with the Iran and the Chinese central bank buying. And the interesting one, of course, the bond market that stopped believing in fiscal discipline. Gold isn't hedging inflation here, it's hedging governments. Interesting. So what was even tradable? Nothing. So the index tape was horrible, but gold was lovely. And here's why. And this is the conversation we have every bloody week. The driver wasn't the index, the price was taking its orders from the 30-year yield. So when your instrument is a passenger, your levels are just a decoration, a shiny bauble in the background. Thin August books, Besant literally said it out loud on CNBC, a quiet period in a thin market when the Treasury Secretary tells you the book is thin, believe the mofo. The thin books equals levels get sliced and then instantly rejected, as we've said a few times. The headline risk on a hair trigger, buybacks doubled, then could be more, then economic D-Day, then devastating response. None of that is on your calendar. But the VIX was the big one for us this week, the trap. The low surface volume, high event volume. Option sellers pin price into big strikes. So you get the range-bound chop punctuated by air pockets. Worst of both worlds if you trade breakouts. I'm going to leave that there for a second. Just let that. we like breakouts. Anyway, no breakout structure. So we rolled off on an all-time high on a slow grind. So no range to fade and no trend to really join. But Wednesday's head fake, the buyback deadline, bonds rally, equities pop. Thursday, it all-round tripped. That's one move did more damage to trend followers than the rest of the week combined. So that's probably why it's been fun. But little tidbit for you, here's the nuance. Your levels aren't wrong this week. They were outranked. There's a difference. A level is a statement about where supply and demand sat last time. The headline is a statement that supply and demand has just changed. So when headlines are landing every 90 minutes, levels stop being predictive and start being reactive. That's not a reason to bin your levels. It's a reason to wait for the level to be tested twice before you trust it. So wait for your retests. That's one good piece of advice at the moment. And we've taken a few good trades off of the retest this week. But when does the tape start getting easier? When the 30-year stops making new highs, we're hopefully waiting for that. And we've obviously got some more data, big data coming next week. But that's the tell, not the S&P and the bond chart. But watch for next week. What we got? So we got Besant's Iran presser on the 24th, Monday. We've got Nvidia earnings on Wednesday. Everyone's watching for that. And we've got Friday the 28th, Warsh's first Jackson Hole keynote, the month-end PCE. So that's going to be a big tell. We talked about that a little bit on. I wasn't here last Sunday, was I? So Friday. Was I here? I was here Sunday. I wasn't there Friday, but we talked about that briefly on Sunday, didn't we? So if the long end settles and Warsh doesn't spook everyone, September should, fingers crossed, trend properly. If the 30-year takes out that 5.3% cleanly, that's a different regime and size down a little bit. So full stop on that one. Yeah. So how did Kiros, how did the bits and bobs do this week on the low quality regime? How did it go? I know you're working on. We've got some data coming up soon for bands. How's Cypher been doing this week as well?
Yeah, it's been pretty flat.
Yeah.
And then VWAP did well. I caught some nice winners with VWAP. MA had a monster day today. I think I was up. Let me look. I think I was up close to like $600-700 on one MNQ.
I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. I always forget about MA. Always.
Yep.
I haven't used it in months.
Tried and true moving averages. You get those touches, and you see good little scalps off of them. So it's a good one, and you can choose whatever MA you want. So you could do it on the 50 MA. You could do it on an EMA. You could do it on an SMA. You can do it on a volume weighted moving average.
Yeah.
Lots of options in there for you to choose from. Choose your favorite and get some scalps going with it.
Yeah, it's such a big crucial component of my my manual setup. So I really should have a look. I will at some point. Have we got some? Is it just the same 365 that you released a little while ago for MA, or are you cooking up some new stuff?
I made myself some new settings on my optimizer that's outside of TradingView. So
Yeah.
I ported them over, and they're decent. Um, so yeah, it was. I'll be. I'm trading them right now just to forward test them a bit and see how they're doing. And so far, they've had a great week. So um, yeah, there's that. Yeah, I'm trying to get a set of settings for each one of my strategies, just to kind of be diversified a little bit and have a good stack. I mean, I have enough strategies of my own. It's like
Yeah.
there's so much diversity just within my own strategies that it's plenty to play around with.
So do you find that these optimizations last longer on these guys? Do you have to wiggle things about every few months like we do with some of the other algos, or
I mean, you know me, I don't like to do it. I don't like to do optimizations every couple months, every 3 months. So I try to get them to be as robust as possible. There's a few things I do for like overfitting that protect me, like go round numbers if you're adjusting stuff. So like don't go like minuscule like point 0.1 or like one difference um, on the settings, but like go in steps of 5 or 10. If you're
yeah,
doing RSI, like don't go like 69 RSI, like
yeah,
go like round 70 number. So typically what you'll see is like my back tests don't look as crazy as the ones that you'll see other people put out that are like 5 point profit factor, crazy, like over like 3 months or whatever it is. But they tend to stay and do a little bit better. Although your gains aren't as much. Like if you catch a hot streak on one that you overfit, and you can catch a really good streak off of them. I like these a lot better because I don't have to worry about them.
yeah.
Um, and I have my protections on overfitting that I put into them. So
Yeah, check them out, guys. All of these are available on the Clear Edge marketplace. You can find all of the Kairos bits and bobs over there. There's some really interesting optimizations David has spent a very long time on playing around with. They're tried, they're tested, and they work. If you want any more information on any of the Kairos stuff, do hit up David. I'm happy to help as well, but I am not as knowledgeable about the Kairos stuff as of yet. Although I have been running it on and off. Cypher I've been running for quite a while now. I do love a bit of Cypher. But yeah, give us a shout. Quick update on the competition, guys. Another reminder: if you are in the market for a free Blue Sky account, do whack in the chat here the word Clear Edge to be admitted into our Wheel of Fortune, and we'll call out the winner at the end of the stream. All right. Yeah. Shall we move on? Shall we have a look at the spotlight of this week? Actually, no. Let's have a look at some earnings. Wow, my Discord is still going absolutely mental. I woke up yesterday to about 70 messages. It's crazy. It's people got to sleep, man. Go to bed. Don't message me at night.
yep.
So frame it. So this was the retail gauntlet week. 5 of the biggest consumer reads on the calendar back to back. The answer came back K-shaped and getting more so. So Walmart was the story of the week. We spoke about Walmart a little bit a moment ago. Yeah, slowest in 6 years. Slowest in 6 years. So when the biggest retailer on earth tells you the bottom half of the income distribution is struggling, don't argue with it. That sort of speaks volumes. Home Depot was up a massive percent. Up was it 4.92 billion? No, 47.86 billion versus the 47.27 billion. So up 1.7, I think it is in total. The stock was up 1%. Well done, Evan. Evan wants that wants that account, doesn't he? So yeah, small repairs are carrying it. Big renovations are dead, allegedly, because nobody's moving house at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Little trading tidbit: 4 or 5 had numbers flattened by one-off tariff refunds. Good old tariff refunds. The Target's headline EPS was $4.11, which looks like a 76% beat and got printed as one in a few places. So strip out the 994 million, just a couple bob refund, and the real beat was around 6%. That's cash, not operating performance. So before you size a trade off an earnings headline, always ask, is this a clean number or is this a flattering one? Also worth a mention, Ross Stores was up 8.1%. MKS Instruments was strong. Flour Foods down 5.7%. Church and Dwight down 4%. Boston Beer down 3%. Apparently people aren't drinking. On a bit of a rough patch, earnings pressure, CFO departure, and a unionization push all in one quarter, those poor buggers. But BJ's reported Friday as well. Yeah, that's about it for earnings. It wasn't too busy. It was a bit, as I said, bit of a boring week. But yeah, let's have a look at what happened AI boom and why it moved the bond market briefly. So we keep talking about the 30-year. Keep talking about the 30-year. Oh, sorry, guys. My Discord is going absolutely nuts. I'll shut everything up. So last week we did the NVIDIA earnings preview. This week we're going to go one level up on the stack, because the thing that actually hurt tech this week wasn't necessarily a chip even. It was a coupon. So for 3 years, the AI build out was paid for out of cash flow, but big tech has mountains of it, mountains and mountains and mountains. They were buying GPUs with pocket money, and that era is looking like it's starting to become over. The bills got too big. So the 5 major hyperscalers issued roughly 121 billion of US corporate bonds in 2025, 4 times their 2020 to 2024 average of 28 billion a year. So that means the 2026 hyperscaler supply was projected up to 30 to 50%, close top end $150 billion. So widen it to chip makers, data center developers, and utilities. That's looking like 300 to max 570 billion. I need some of that. And that's all of AI related issuance this year. The total of US investment grade issuance forecasters at a record of 1.8 to 2.25 trillion. Just a couple bob. The hyperscaler, yeah, trillion. Can you believe that number? I still don't know how many zeros that is.
I just think of Elon Musk now. Anytime I hear trillion.
Yeah, I know.
Is he still a trillionaire, or is he?
I just don't care. Yeah. I just don't care. Yeah, I'm sorry, I do care, but it's when you're talking about those sorts of sums of money, it's so ridiculously large, so ridiculously large. It's incomprehensible to the little mind such as mine. But all right, let's go. So the hyperscaler capex was heading towards 800 billion this year. So that is 1 trillion plus a year from 2027 to 2030 even. The cumulative IG debt to fund AI estimates up to 2.1 trillion by 2030. Christ alive. Against 5.5 trillion of AI capex currently. So the mechanism. Walk 5 steps on the slide. we got to walk real close on this slide. So data centers last 20 to 30 years. They have a lifespan. So the debt that funds them is long dated 20s, 30s, not 3s and 5s. That's the exact part of the curve already groaning under record deficits and a heavy treasury supply. So AI issuers and US Treasury are now queuing at the same window for the same long duration buyers. more supply into fixed demand equals higher long yields and equals a higher discount rate. So they are very much so related. Apply this precisely to the long dated cash flows that justify AI valuations. So that the financing of the trade is cannibalizing this trade. So it's a yeah, it is a funny old family that it all interconnects and interweaves with. But the analogy here is imagine two people who want both the same mortgage from the same bank on the same afternoon, Mr. A and Mr. B. One of them is the US government, the other one is every data center in America in this one. They're both going to get the money, but the price of the money goes up for everyone standing behind them in the queue. And you, holding NQ, are standing behind them in the queue. So, again, it's all interrelated. What we got? So, where am I? So, bull. Let's have a look at the bull versus bear, and let's be fair to both of these. The bull is investment grade debt from the most cash generative companies in the world, not junk crap. Long dated debt against long lived assets is textbook correct financing. So if AI delivers the productivity, the returns clear a 5% coupon comfortably. Rising IG supply is arguably just capital markets doing their jobs at a little bit of a scale. So the bear investor demand for this paper has been softening just issuance ramp. So a 30-year at 5.34% lifts the hurdle rate on every AI project at once. And there's an estimated 1.65 trillion of hitting borrowing in SPVs, leases, JVs, and private credit. So no one actually knows the true gearing of this trade. It's mildly convoluted. So the revenue disappointment plus a duration mismatch plus a crowded exit is a bad afternoon. So keep an eye on that. Little tidbit here. So the signal to watch the investment grade credit spreads on AI linked issuers. If those start widening whilst the S&P is flat, that's the bond market pricing risk before the equity market does. So credit usually knows this first because bondholders only get paid if the company survives. So if they're paid to be pessimists, so they are paid to be pessimists even. When the two markets disagree, back the one with the most real money at risk. Yeah, Nvidia next week. What do you reckon about Nvidia next week? Are you going to be watching it? I know you said you don't care last week, but I'm going to ask you again because you might have changed.
Yeah, I mean it's always after the bell, so I'm not really in any trades, so it doesn't really. I might watch it because it's sometimes fun to watch, kind of like CPI, but other than that, it's.
I like watching the reaction when Asia opens.
No.
Because you can sometimes catch some fun afterwards, just a little bit of fun after Nvidia. Definitely one to watch, guys. Yeah, let's have a little chat about macro, and then we're going to have a look at some new charts from Kiros and a new one from Vector. I think anyway. Have I got it in here?
Actually,
yeah, we have.
those the settings I sent you for bands is that it's close to 8 months old. Those settings 9 months old.
8 months.
Yep, they've been running for strong for the whole time.
We want you to tell us all about them and tell us why everybody needs to check them out. Let's have a look at them in a moment. So macro, what we got? Macro. So yeah, I keep going on about it, but the highest since 2007 on the 30-year. The 10 years at 4.74%. It started the year around 4.1, so it's gone up. The 25 billion 30-year auction cleared 5.2%, the highest auction yield since 2001. So bonds are having fun right now. The drivers, surging spending, a flood of long-dated supply, AI issuance, of course, as we just spoke about, and inflation now being that's now been above target for 5 years running. So the Treasury, it blinked twice. We was talking about the buybacks a minute ago. Besant was on telly and says it could be bigger than that 4 billion, but he also flagged the currency interventions and the fiscal consolidation plan. So those bonds, they rallied again on Wednesday. By Thursday, it had snapped back a little bit. Sometimes when the Treasury starts buying back its own long bonds to hold yields down, that isn't a routine operation. That's an authority checking whether it still has one. So the market gave it a day of benefit of the doubt and then took it back a little bit. But as we said, Besant has got that conference on the Iran isolation plan on Monday. So circle that, because that could be a little bit of a catalyst there. But yeah, we've got we won't go through Warshi again. Oil and energy, where are we? So oil, WTI was sitting at 86, Brent was at 93.64, settled near $88 on Thursday, the second consecutive weekly gain again because of what's going on over in Iran again. Is it in US control? Is it not? What are you guys saying over the pond there?
Hi, dude. I did not check up on the Iran news this week.
Because Trump keeps saying to everyone again that it's under US control, the Hormuz, and then it's not. Then it is, and then not.
Iran comes out and says no, and then Trump says yes, and then Iran says no, and then yeah.
I've got a feeling there's someone telling us porky pies and a bag of chips. And for anyone that doesn't speak Cockney rhyming slang, that means telling lies. But I've obviously got the reason there. But a little bit about China and FX and crypto. The weirdest story of the month, the US and Japan jointly bought the yen. The first joint intervention since 1998, lifting it to about 157. And the detail no one's talking about, the US used euros, not dollars, presumably to avoid selling treasuries. So China, in the secondary sanction crosshairs, is and still hoovering up gold. I said hovering, hoovering. Crypto ripped. Bitcoin, it turned out to be 8.5%. It's now sitting at 77.6k. XRP's up 18%. I shouldn't have sold all of that last year. All on the buyback news. So whatever you think of it, that's a coherent trade. Bitcoin rallied because the government announced it's monetizing its own long bond. Are they actually going to pass that crypto, whatever it's called, act?
I have no idea, man.
David with the insight.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's such a long process.
Crypto Clarity Act. That's it. Crypto Clarity. Sorry, you were saying.
It's just such a long process with going through the legislation. So
yeah, it really is. But it's the same here. We just call it the House of Commons and the House of Lords.
Yep.
We don't call it Senate and what's the other one?
The House.
The House, and we don't call it that.
Oh.
Yeah. So another quick reminder, guys, if you haven't already entered our competition, do put in the word Clear Edge in the chat here for your chance to win that free Blue Sky account. That's the last time I'm going to remind you. Mm-hmm. So let's have a look at our diversification stack. Let's have a look at these bands. Tell me more about these bands, David, of the Kiros.
Yeah, so when Brad and I had first kind of started doing bands, we created these settings, and if you look at the back test, the 1 month that they did bad was the month we created them. So we thought they were just no good, and we went on to the next thing. And then come back to like a month or two ago, Brad like hits me up and he's like, hey, I was looking at our old settings on this, and this one's done incredibly well since the month after we created them. And sure enough, they've for close to 9 months, it's been just going crazy good. It's been doing really well. It's been nothing but up for that pretty much that whole time except for that first month.
Do you mind giving us a quick look?
Yeah, yeah. You want me to share my screen?
Let's have a butcher's hook. Another one of those Cockney rhyming slangs.
All right.
That means give us a look.
Let me dedicate a screen really quick. Okay.
Ooh, sorry for the yawn. Oh. Who likes my new clear edge sign? Woo-hoo.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It finally came. It was stuck in customs for nearly 2 months.
Yep. All right. Can we see this?
So what do you generally have this running on, mate?
M&Q. It's
MNQ, and what are you running on account size wise?
well, right now I just have it on a 50K. Just
Okay.
I'm just watching it more, but this is the year back test, so we created it somewhere around here, probably like November. Maybe I think it was around November.
I'm sorry, Dave. Do you mind moving the window over a little bit to the left? We can't see the P&L.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Let me change our view so you can see it.
There we go.
Okay. So this is per micro. So if you trade one micro, that might not look like a lot, but over a year, let's say you traded a mini, which is typically where I'm at. If I'm really serious about a strategy and I'm deploying my strategy on props, I'm typically at a mini or more. So once I kind of watch this for a little bit longer, we just rediscovered these settings from Brad's old stack that he had hidden somewhere in his computer. So
the Brad stack.
Yeah. So now that we've seen that basically the only bad time was when we first created them, it's like, all right, well, this thing has just gone up ever since then, and pretty happy with it. I like that profit factor, a 1.3. I like my profit factors to be between like 1.3 to 1.5. I really don't like it to be over that. It screams overfitting when I see that, so I just don't like it. Good win rate, 66%, and very small drawdown. I mean, if you were one micro, $1,000 drawdown over the whole year, that's the worst drawdown you see. If you look at, let's go to 90 days. Come on, load. See how consistent it is? Similar profit factor, similar win rate, similar drawdown. Like I love seeing that. Like I want to go to any part in the back test, especially if it's a forward, like it's been ran, like forward tested, like it's not fresh settings. Like I love seeing, like if I'm going to a smaller amount of time to look at, like I like the profit factor to just stay even. I don't like it to be jumping around and get like way better the closer you get to today. So yeah, I really like these. They're not a 1-to-1 scalp, so it's actually a reverse R. It's a worse R&R. So I think it's 45 points on the winners, and then it's like 55 points on the losers. So about a 10-point difference on that. And someone's sending me something.
It was me. I'm just sending you the chart for the Vector one to put up next, if you would, kindly.
All right. It says chart not found.
It should. Oh, it's me. I haven't shared it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, man, this is I love this one. I'm so happy to see settings that lasted so long without us even like knowing about them. So it's nice to look back on settings that you created a long time ago, because there's always that curse of like you create settings and you're like, I don't even want to touch them or run them until like I see it like actually perform, and then
So for those of you that like a long-term optimization, one that you don't necessarily have to keep updating, this is a great one to take a look at, especially if you're running something slow and you want to run something over a long period of time, which, to be honest with you, is the most, how shall I say, reliable way of doing this. Now you can capitalize on what we like to call overfitting, where a strategy optimization will last for a period of 12, 16 weeks, something like that, and then it will need to be knocked about and reshuffled to gain the edge again. Don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of money doing that. However, if you're smart about it like this, and there has a very clear edge in the market with what it's doing, and something that lasts this long, it's another way to do it as a almost, I mean, there'll never be sure deals in this industry in what we do, but this is as close to as you'll get it with the Kiros crew over there. So do check out that one. Again, all of the Kiros stuff is available on the marketplace alongside all of our clear edge strategies, all of the stuff that's been approved on our platform. You can reach that on my.clearedge.trading, and you can find that one in the marketplace there. If you've got any questions, hit up David. He loves a chat about Kiros. I wonder why. Because you made it. But I've just sent you the that chart again, bud. That one should work now. So we'll go back to the data in a minute on both of those bad boys. But Mr. Vector has been releasing charts like an absolute fiend recently. There are currently how many charts on the hub? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different charts, all rated between A and A plus in their rating system. He's created, if you haven't checked it out before, please do check it out. I'll put it in the chat right now, vectorplatinum.net. You can see all of the stuff that he has created. And this guy is, as I referred to David earlier, an algo alchemist. He releases new optimizations for his very complicated algorithm quite frequently, and it's so versatile. It works on so many different markets, so many different instruments. If you are looking to diversify on what is essentially, in my opinion, my humble opinion, a very, very reasonable subscription price, this is one to look at, because you can run it on so many different instruments, and you can run them simultaneously. And he's got all of the back test and forward testing data. Sorry, losing my voice. Right there on the website that you can check out before you hit that subscribe button. He is available on all of the Clear Edge Discord as well. You just at what's his username? I've forgotten. Is it just Vector?
Luke Vector.
Luke Vector, of course. And I'm still waiting for that beer, Luke, if you're watching. He only lives down the road from me, and he keeps promising me a beer, and he doesn't follow through. So maybe don't download it yet. I'm joking. Download it. Wait till he's got me that beer. But yeah, very, very versatile algorithm. Works on lots of different things. So it's definitely worth checking out. David, would you mind pulling it up?
It is up. You're looking at it.
Is it up? I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm blind and stupid.
Hang on. It's actually, I guess I'm sharing a window, not my whole screen. So let me.
Oh, so it's not me, the stupid then.
No, I thought I had it up, and I didn't.
I hate it when I get my foot stuck in my mouth. It just.
I do it sometimes. All right. Yeah. Now you can see it.
You just like to let me know when I've made the mistake.
Well, I like that. I like that part of criticizing. I don't like taking criticism.
I like that bit more. Yeah. So yeah, do check it out. So this is the new. This is the RTY, is it not? No, M2K. This is his alternate. He's got 2 charts up available there that he's pummeled together, and he's forged out of the fires of Vector Mountain. This is the alternate one that came out quite recently. Now, I haven't run this one yet, but it looks tasty, and there's tiny little drawdown on this one. So it's definitely one to have a look at for your stack, because not a lot of algos work on the M2K or the RTY, and it's a nice one to have in your back burner ready to roll if you are looking to pass those evals or get to those payouts a little bit quicker, because you can run them a lot of the time simultaneously on a lot of prop firms, because they don't give you a thunderclap slap and a hedging rule violation for running these ones at the same time. So it's a nice one to have in the stack. do have a look. I love the MGC. So there's a really nice MGC chart on here. This is, I think, at the moment his favorite one. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I think it may have been updated since then as well. So do check it out. I know a lot of people, I've set up tons of people this week and last on the MGC Vector and the MCL. MCL is the one that everyone talks about because it's been doing so well for such a long time. But the other ones, the MGC, the M2K, the RTY, they're ones to look at as well. Don't count them out because no one likes the Russell. It's definitely something to take a little gander
Look
at.
at this. Look at this profit target. Holy crap!
I know.
That thing just.
I know. I love those spikes.
Yeah.
Make me moist.
I like them when I'm in the correct direction.
Yeah,
when they're going against
I like
me.
it when I see my balance going up, not down.
Yep. Since I trade a lot with like mental stops, it's like that's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, that would.
We've had to get used to the mental stops, haven't we, David?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, check it out, guys. If you want more info on Vector, I've just put in the chat the lovely, beautiful, and very well made website that Vector has released. You can reach that at vectorplatinum.net. You can check out any of those charts before you actually buy them. You won't be able to download them, but you'll be able to see all of the data before you hit that subscribe button. And again, exactly the same as Kiros, exactly the same as the MMA. If you want to sign up, just go to my.clearedge.trading and click on the marketplace, and you'll be able to see all of these bad boys ready for you to subscribe to. So, should we have a little quick chat about the MMA, Davey Dave?
yeah, let's do it.
So, I haven't made a slide for this, but we can talk because, funny enough, we know all this by heart, don't we, mate? So we're changing things up a little bit on the MMA. We're currently running two different standard signals. We are releasing, hopefully within the next few weeks, another couple signals on the channel, on the bundle. This will be included even in your subscription, your gold bundle subscription. You can get hold of these. The gold, silver, and bronze subscriptions on the ClearEdge marketplace, as I just said, and the gold bundle includes the MMA signals, so all of the bits that you are connecting your accounts to. It's all of our automation. It's manually managed automation, but it's us behind the scenes managing these things, all of these automated tools behind the scenes, so we can. How do I say this now, Dave? You're better at this than I am. We can manage things in the background if things don't go as we were planning.
Yeah.
So,
plethora of things for us to look at and that we have access to. That we, I'm watching my automation all day. I'm at my desk all day.
Yeah.
I've been talk about like time on the charts. Like if you work at ClearEdge, that's literally what we do. We sit. Our job is to sit.
You start going wonky up, seeing it in your dreams.
And if I'm not looking at my own chart, I'm looking at somebody else's chart on a screen share or something.
Yeah. Or set someone else up.
So,
but what we the way that we created this is that we've got some of the best automation tools, at our disposal. We've got some of the best traders behind the scenes and at our disposal as well. So we created this thing to take control of those things that we have whilst working at ClearEdge. And it's been an interesting journey. It's taken a little while to kick off and to get available for everyone, but we're changing things around a little bit to get into what's going on in the market at the moment. You've heard me harp on all day and the last couple of weeks about this summer recess, as I like to refer to it, and this thin volatility and this terrible volume and what it's been doing to our trading levels. So we've changed around a little bit, possibly temporarily. If it continues working, we'll continue using it. But the standard MMA signal is now turning into the MMA reversion signal, and we're implementing some more. It'll be taking more trades, and it'll be taking quicker trades, and it will be utilizing some more reversion in its logic. So as of Monday next week, we will be hitting the ground running. We'll be renaming it. The dynamic signal will be staying the same. So the two signals that we currently have at our disposal are the MMA, which will be the reversion as of Monday, which was formerly called the MMA signal, the static signal. The dynamic signal is remaining the same name with the same logic. However, David is taking the training wheels off of it, and he's going to smash the absolute back door off of um, the signal as of next week. So we're looking forward to the week to come. Hopefully, we'll see some better movement to capitalize on as well. But as I was saying, we are hopefully releasing what we're calling the Nemesis signal soon as well, and the YOLO signal. Dave, do you mind telling people about the YOLO?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that Alf and I do when we're bored at our desk. No, I'm just kidding. When
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
no, when I'm running low on funded accounts, man, I'll go pass a couple in a day. I don't feel like sitting there and running something to try to pass it slowly. So I'll just pass them so then I can have some more funded accounts, throw some more maybe some slower things on there and let them grow and then get my payouts. So that's the goal is just to pass an account in one day. So you would have to buy an account that is a pass in one day account, and then it's basically I'm going to trade one account after another until I get a funded account.
Exactly. So there might be a few more trades in the day because we'll hook one up, pass it, then you take that one off. We'll let you know, and then if the price action is still permitting, we might even do another couple trades and try and pass some extra ones there. But the way we generally do it is we'll do it with a 1 day pass. Well, it has to be a 1 day pass, otherwise you're going to screw the consistency. So we'll come up with some rules, some guidelines of how to utilize this to its best capability a little bit before we release the signal. But yeah, as I said, 1 day passes for the evals, and we're gonna try and pass a few of them for you in the same day. All right, but we'll release a little bit more information on that on the Punishers chat on the MMA signal room info room. If you want to hear more about any of that MMA stuff, do give us a shout. Again, we're here to help, and we've got all of the information ready to roll.
Yep.
So if you want to talk, hit us up in a meeting.
Just be aware of if you are subscribed to MMA, if once Smooth signs off on it and Nara and we actually do it, I go max size. So whatever the max contract size is for the account, which is probably going to be a 25K, you're in 20 contracts and you have $1,000 of drawdown. So it is a true YOLO trade. It's going to be max size. Yeah.
I mean, you passed 3 out of 3 yesterday, did you not?
Passed 3.
The day before last?
Yep.
I've passed 4 this week doing exactly this. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some accounts passed for you guys in at least 1 day, and then you can chuck them on one of the slower signals or some of the other automation that we have here and get to your payouts, because that's the aim of the game in this, is to get your evals sorted, get them ready to roll, and then to smash them on some automation or some of the signals that we have. But yeah, let us know if you want to hear more. But let's spin this wheel of fortune, Dave. If you haven't put your name in already, it's too late, and I'm sorry, you'll have to come back on Sunday. Da, da, da. Oh, Sharon Cole 9162. Congratulations. You are the proud recipient of a free Blue Sky account. Well done. Congrats again.
Wasn't that
I'm going to need you.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, mate.
I was just saying, that wheel normally like slows down and then like it kind of rolls like on like 2 or 3 different people. but this time it just like
No one
stopped.
does.
It just like stopped.
It liked Sharon.
Yeah.
Well, Sharon, if we're not friends on Discord, let's become friends, because I need a couple things from you to get this account over to you. I'm going to need you, if you don't already, to open a Blue Sky account, and you will need to pass me the email address of your Blue Sky account. You're the one that's assigned to the account, and you're going to need to send me that, please, so that I can get it sent over to you from the lovely people over at Blue Sky. If you get that over to me soon, I'll hopefully get it ready for you. Probably be market open Monday. Congratulations, Sharon. Well done. But guys and girls, we are back on Sunday for the Sunday systems check. Whoop, whoop. We'll go through a little bit more about the red folder earnings and other bits and bobs that could potentially trip you up with the week to come just before market open. We'll, as always, do our 7-point systems check. So we'll get your systems ready to roll, up and running, and hopefully getting and earning you some money in the week to come. But if you have any questions about anything that we've been through tonight, don't hesitate. I keep saying it. We're here to help. We like helping you guys. Give us a message. And Sharon, message me on Discord. If you haven't got me as a friend on Discord, if you can't find me, if you go on the Clear Edge Discord, I'm sure you're on there already. Search for IB Alf or Alfredo, and I will pop up and hit that friend button and give me a shout. But everyone, have a lovely weekend. Dave, have a lovely weekend, mate.
Yep. See you guys.
Dave's opened the beers already.
Sunflower seeds, and that's a fizzy water can.
You're lying. It's a Bacardi Breezer. We'll see.